Have you guys ever had one of those products that the first time you tried it on your face, you are blown away? That is what this video is about today. I'm going to be walking you through the products that I fell in love with from just the first use in trying it. Of course, as you continue to wear a product like this, I think the love can become even stronger, but these are products that I knew from the first time I used them that I was going to love them. And let me know your first love makeup products down in the comments. The first product I wanted to talk about are the Merit Signature lipsticks. You guys have heard me talk about these a lot on my channel. I wanted to mention them first because finally Merit has restocked all of the shades. Notoriously, there are so many of these shades that just completely go out of stock and have been out of stock for like months. So I was so happy to see that they finally restocked and I can finally pick up the shade Baby, which is this really neutral, more of like a light pink Your Lips But Better shade if that's the shade that your lips are. So I cannot wait to try it on my lips. But today I decided to go with the shade Tiger. I love the nuance of these shades. Merit has done an incredible job, you guys. The colors are so dialed in and sophisticated, and not only that, but the formula is so easy. It is completely foolproof. It is more of a stiff formula that is buildable. It is very secure on the lips. It does not exaggerate dryness. It is one of the best sheer lipsticks that I have ever tried, but I like that you can still build it up. It's not just sheer, you know, never going to be able to get a decent amount of pigment on the lips. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to place an order later today for all the other shades that I don't have. If I think about my favorite lip products that I have used this year, this is certainly in the top 3, if not first or second place. Now there is one eyeshadow that kind of inspired this video. I bought it and it came in the mail yesterday. I put it on my eyes and I said, oh my gosh, it was just love at first sight. I'm wearing it on my eyes today and it is a new shade of the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize. You guys know that Oyster Pearl is a holy grail item for me. I have a very, very good feeling about this shade, the shade Exagereyes. It's really pretty because it's kind of a soft taupe that leans a little bit warm. It has a touch of a warmth to it when you blend it out with the finest, wettest looking sparkle. I am so glad that Charlotte Tilbury decided to come out with a shade like this. The way it shears out and looks so wet and gorgeous with that gorgeous creamy texture, I just feel like this is different for Charlotte Tilbury as far as the Eyes to Mesmerize are concerned. A lot of the shades lean more creamy metallic and they are very pretty, but I do think that this is certainly different. And I'm now interested in the other 2 shades that she recently released. They're kind of inspired by sunsets. This shade on its own, the way it shears out, I mean, it was like, give it to me, put it on my eyes right now. I was so excited. It's definitely a love at first sight kind of makeup item for me. Kind of reminiscent, like a slightly warmer version, slightly deeper version of like Space Cowboy. If you are a fan of a more wet looking eyeshadow, but you prefer to use a traditional cream like this could be a really good option for you. And now I really want to pick up the other 2 shades. If you guys have picked them up, if you enjoy them, leave me your description down below if you have checked them out. But I can tell you that the new Charlotte Tilbury, specifically in Exagereyes, is absolutely stunning. It isn't available everywhere, so I will leave a link down below for you guys. Now, a palette that I tried for the first time actually with Khaki last year is this palette from Pat McGrath, the Divine Rose palette. And the minute that I tried this, I mean, you can go back and check out our collab video on my channel. I was trying this on and I was like, wait a second. I immediately understood why Pat McGrath formulas are so hyped up. I had never tried Pat McGrath before that day, and it was immediately love at first sight. The mattes blended so beautifully. They built so effortlessly without being a difficult formula to work with. This special shade you know, this absolutely insane glittery wet sparkle. I knew that Pat McGrath was doing some eyeshadows that I would absolutely love. I bought the palette, and just ever since I have had it, it just gives me so many beautiful looks. Love that this one is very versatile for every day as well. I actually did pick up the Moonlit Seduction palette. Would you guys like to see a review on this? Would you like to see a get ready with me with this palette? Leave all of your thoughts below. I would love to chat with you about it. The cream bronzer that has kind of been like the cream bronzer of the summer for me is this one from Charlotte Tilbury, which is the Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow bronzer. I have talked about cream bronzers for a long time on my channel, and something that has always been consistent is that I look for a consistent formula. I need it to perform exactly the same every single time. I need it to blend beautifully and effortlessly. I need it to look natural. I need it to work with other makeup products. I want this to be easy. I don't want to make it complicated for myself. And this formula, you know, I was a little bit hesitant about it just because the powder formula from Charlotte Tilbury did not work out for me. But this formula is gorgeous. It blends effortlessly. It's a gorgeous matte formula. It is definitely more on the satin side. It's not chalky on the skin, but it's not really dewy, so I think it's going to work for a variety of skin types. Lightest shade is the one that I'm wearing on my skin today. You can see it looks very natural. I love that the shade itself is more neutral. They didn't go with a very warm orangey shade. I have just been absolutely adoring this. Every time I use it, I look forward to using it. I love that you get this huge mirror. It's a very dirty mirror, but I use it to apply my makeup all of the time. It is luxurious and absolutely worth the money in my opinion. Another product that I recently picked up that I really thought it was understated at first. You know, I put it on my eyes and I was like, But then by the end of the day that I'd been wearing it, I was like, wait a second, why does my makeup look really good? Like everything looks really flattering. And it was because of this shadow. It was also because of a foundation that I'm going to be reviewing very soon. So you'll have to be on the lookout for that video. Make sure you're subscribed so you can see it. But this is from Sisley, and it is the Les Phyto Ombre's Silky Chestnut eyeshadow. Really, it is a very basic looking eyeshadow, a nice silky satin shadow, but you know, there isn't a ton necessarily going on with it. You know, it doesn't have any crazy sparkle to it, but something that this does have is this very soft, taupey, silkiness to it when it is on the eyes, and it reminds me of the same kind of love that I immediately had for Half Light from Rituel to Feed. Now that was a product that I also kind of fell in love with at first sight. I absolutely love that shadow. This shadow reminds me of that so much. It has that kind of sooty, taupey quality that when it's on the eyes, it's like the most subdued kind of bedroom eye kind of look that isn't overboard. It looks very subtle. It's like you're not trying, and yet it looks really sultry and sexy. And that is what I've experienced with this shade in particular. I also have another shadow from Sisley that I'm trying out that is also really gorgeous. But if that sounds good to you, this shade is it's absolutely stunning. I love that I was able to experience that kind of love at first sight thing by the end of the day with this shadow, but it was still kind of like an underdog too, you know what I mean? Now, a product that I have loved for years, and you know, the first time I tried this on my eyes, I said, this is finally the mascara that I'm looking for. It is the Covergirl Lashblast Volume. You know, I feel like not a lot of people talk about this mascara anymore, and I really don't know why, because it is still one of my favorites out there. I would love to have put it on my eyes today just so you guys could have gotten a look at it, but this is actually an old tube, so I need to pick up a new one. didn't want to wake up with like a sty or something tomorrow morning. But you guys, this is just so pretty. It is that fluffy, voluminous, but separated look. It lifts up the lashes. I mean, I think like over the years, I've put like countless people onto this mascara. I literally remember one time, freshman year of high school, going into class and having this on my eyelashes, and I felt really good about myself that day. Like I had just started to discover this and I was just really loving and feeling confident, which makes me kind of sentimental looking back, because I definitely think that a lot of us struggle with self-image issues in high school. So I guess this does have like a certain, you know, soft place in my heart that it was able to kind of give me a little bit of a confidence boost. I remember in class, a girl asking me after class, she's like, "What mascara are you wearing? Your eyelashes are absolutely gorgeous." And I was like, oh, I still remember that. So sweet. But yeah, this mascara for a long time has been that perfect balance between not really heavy and chunky, just looking like really gorgeous, fluffy, long lashes. So that is why I've consistently repurchased it. It is also so affordable, and it's just one that I have always loved. Next, we have the Kosas Revealer Foundation. You guys, this is another one of those foundations. I was going to mention the Kosas Revealer Concealer, but I feel like you guys are probably sick of me talking about that concealer. You guys know it is a holy grail concealer for my dark under eyes that are also dry and also hollow. But this was the foundation product that when I heard it was going to release, I said, it better be good. It better be good. And the first time I tried it, I was like, I almost feel like it was a kind of relief. Like, oh my gosh, thank you, Kosas. I love it. I absolutely adore the finish. It is dewy, it is fresh, but it's still perfecting, and it just gives you this really gorgeous amount of coverage while also looking so skin-like. It is a dry person's dream. Like if you have dry skin, if you struggle with skin that is very dull, I can't recommend this foundation enough. It is beautiful. And also if you deal with redness as well, I just feel like this adds such a gorgeous luminosity while adding that coverage into the skin. It also has like squalane and peptides, hyaluronic acid. Like they added a lot of skincare ingredients in here, and I feel like my skin is always happy when I wear this long term, whereas some makeup products, it isn't quite as happy. I always feel good about wearing this foundation. I always feel like my makeup looks really good. And lastly, this is the About Face Fractal Eye Paint in the shade Fracture. I have bought a ton of new one and done kind of eyeshadows for upcoming videos, trying out a ton of them, and this is another standout. I can't wait to talk more about it. I was not expecting a lot. Again, I was like, I hope it's pretty, you know, I hope it looks good, but this glitter is wet, gorgeous, effortless, blending, liquid eyeshadow, pretty affordable actually. It's like 16 bucks, I think. I immediately put it on and like, not great lighting. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like good old like bathroom fluorescent lighting. And I still could admire how gorgeous this was. I wasn't ready. It took me by surprise, but it is freaking incredible. It's worn beautifully on me as well. A beautiful, beautiful wet looking eyeshadow. And if you are a fan of wet looking eyeshadows, I'll leave an overview for you guys on some of my favorite wet looking eyeshadows. I have 2 different videos on that. If you want to experience some of my collection, then you can check out either of those videos. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up before you go, and I will see you all in my next one.